Heather Mercer was taken hostage by the Taliban back in 2001, along with several other Christian aid workers. But they were rescued by U.S. Special Forces after the U.S. invasion of Afghanistan later that year. Now Mercer is back in the Middle East, this time with the Kurdish people in northern Iraq. But it's not the Taliban, but ISIS that is now threatening their way of life. As Wendy Griffith reports, Mercer's fighting back with a campaign called Hope for Iraq.
Heather Mercer is used to serving on the front lines of war. Here she is just 200 feet away from ISIS fighters. You can see their black flag flying over this water hut. She and her staff from Global Hope were there to offer aid, encouragement, and prayers to the Kurdish soldiers fighting ISIS. Sadly, just 3 weeks after this photo was taken, this soldier and 60 others were killed in one of the deadliest battles with ISIS so far, in the exact spot where Mercer had visited.
Are you feeling the effects and seeing the effects of ISIS in where you are?
Yeah, we are in some ways. You know, the Kurdish region has done a good job trying to maintain a relatively secure space, but ISIS is there. We know that ISIS is there. And, you know, we're less than an hour from the front lines, and there's not a Kurdish person, a Kurdish family that hasn't been affected by the conflict. They're sending their troops to the front lines every day, and many of them are losing their lives.
In response to the unprecedented suffering, Mercer recently launched a campaign called Hope for Iraq.
People need just basic food, shelter, you know, their daily needs. People need education. Right now we have 500,000 children that are sitting idly in camps because they are not able to go to school. So we need to address education.
Mercer says a big focus will be helping support and restore women in crisis.
So right now there's over 3,000 women who are being held captive by ISIS, and literally they have no place to turn. So we're focusing on ways to help rescue and restore them.
How can people in churches help? I know you're reaching out to churches.
Absolutely. We're looking for at least 100 churches that would join us in this campaign, sharing it with their people and their congregations, and then asking businesses as well. This is a humanitarian crisis, and everybody has a place to play a part.
Any concerns, any fears? I mean, you've already been through a hostage situation and were rescued. I mean, any fears about, you know, living and working among the Muslims in Iraq during such a time?
That's not the question I want to ask. The question I want to ask is, what's God's heart, and where would he be?
Right.
And I believe Jesus is walking the streets of these towns and villages that so desperately need him. And where he is, that's where we want to be.
Wendy Griffith, CBN News.